What's going on, guys? So, you know what? I'm gonna take this as optimistic as I can because I actually like Luke. I like his kit. I like the way they're releasing him. I just don't like the timing. That's all I have to say about Luke, okay? And as much as I would like for Luke to be a Galactic Legend, I don't think that they have that plan. I think they have a different kind of a Rebel and an Empire plan for that Galactic Legend. I don't know what it could be, but we'll have to see. In this video, will just kind of go over some of my first thoughts on his kit and some other things. And yeah, we'll just get going. First and foremost, this Vader, okay, this Vader is a different looking Vader in the kit reveal that we saw for Luke. It's a bit nicer looking of a Vader. I'll zoom in right here while I edit this one. You can see that in this current Vader, that this Vader's little breathing thingy, his device, isn't as nice and as texturized as the one in the kit reveal. So now we'll swap over to that one. As you can see, these are all the things here, but I just want to show you the Vader. Look at this guy. That looks totally different. You guys see that? It's as if they're either going to be doing... let me do this. It's as if that they're going to... Can you even zoom in even more on this? Hang on. I want to get a deep dive on this Vader. You guys see that Vader? That looks pretty different. The thing I'm thinking of here, will they be doing a new Vader, like a Lord Vader? Because we already have Darth Vader. Are they going to do a Lord Vader? Or are they going to just rework him and touch up his look and make him a bit more polished? Out of those two, what do you guys think? I would rather just have them make the current Vader looking and acting as a kit rather than acting. Oh, what am I talking about? His kit making him look better in a kit perspective and just him as a character perspective looking just nicer. So what do you guys think there? I think that they might be doing that. But, you know, after seeing his kit, I just don't know. I really don't know, guys. I think that there might be a new Vader coming because the whole kit of Luke just looks so disgusting. There is a lot to go over here. I think that this is one of the coolest character kits that I've ever seen in the game. And yeah, the one disappointment I have here, so I did say the timing really sucks, but I think a lot of people can agree there with me. The timing does suck. But the other thing here that I really think that kind of is a disappointment for me is looking at all of his leaderships and how he would be used. I'm very disappointed with where he would be used because it's going to take up a lot of different Jedi, and the best Jedi we already have are already tied in with their specific teams. And it already said here, if you guys already read it, I don't want to go over it already for you guys if you've already seen it. But there's a lot of, you know, it specifically says no Old Republic, like right here, who is not Old Republic. So they want to differentiate between Jedi Knight Revan and this guy for Luke. I get that, and that's pretty cool. But the other thing, so I guess there's more than just one for me. But the other thing here that really boggles my mind is why is this guy not a rebel? Why is he not a rebel? And why couldn't they make having, you know, a Jedi Knight Revan being the Old Republic and the Jedi, and then having this guy be the Rebels and the Jedi, having two different ones, but making one not work? Like for this one they're doing here, not making him too specific with the Old Republic because he's not an Old Republic, right? Why not do that for the Rebels? They didn't, though. And that's why I don't really understand this. However, he has a bonkers leadership. So this is the leadership that I think is an incredible leadership. Is this going to counter a Galactic Legend? I don't know. We'll go over that in a little bit. But his leadership is a Zeta. He actually only has 2 Zetas. Comparing that to a 6 Zeta Galactic Legend, I think that's a steal. I think that's a steal. And, you know, just all of his whole kit is amazing, guys. I love this guy's kit. But his leadership is pretty crazy. Whenever he is damaged, he gains 5%. Oh, that's this is unique. This is his leadership. Gosh, this is leadership. All light side allies have 15% more critical chance and more critical damage for the equal amount, 15%. That is not crazy. That's not crazy at all because you can see Boba Fett's leadership. He has, like, I think, crazy amounts of critical damage and some more critical chance. So that's already better than this leadership for that instance. But this is now doubled for Jedi leadership, or for Jedi allies. So now all Jedis will have 30% critical chance and 30% more critical damage, meaning you don't have to now mod them as hard on the critical chance mods, which is always a plus. I love seeing this in the kits. And that's pretty crazy, but still, that's not that insane to me, right? However, this is where it starts to get insane. This whole thing in the middle is pretty nuts. So it says this: at the start of each of his turns, all enemies are reduced to his base speed until the end of the encounter. Until the end of the encounter. Not just for, until he gets his next turn, then he'll go back. No, it stays there for the end of the encounter, and that is crazy. Also, their speed can't be manipulated after their speed is set. His base speed is recorded at the start of the encounter before any buffs or debuffs are applied. This leader ability does not affect raid bosses and does not activate. So this is a pretty important thing here, and it does not activate if the enemy side also has a similar ability or is a galactic legend. So this right here, I don't see it countering a galactic legend while using him as a leadership. But you never know. You never know. This is just speculation as of where he could be the best used. This, though, I can just see really stopping a lot of different teams, making him be in full control of the battle from the start whenever he gets his turn. And that's pretty nice, I think. That can be some pretty huge things. And it doesn't just stop there. That's a pretty huge thing and is probably the most interesting kit for leadership I've ever seen. But here's a last part to his leadership, which means and says here, let's see it, let's highlight it. At the start of the encounter, all Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic yet again, gain the granted ability called Heroes Arise. And there's not many leaderships in the game that give out these buffs or the abilities. We've had, I think, the most, or the ones I can think of off the top of my head are JKR lead with a strategic advantage, and also Thrawn's with the maneuver ability, or whatever that one's called, I forget. But this one is called Heroes Arise, so this is a pretty cool one. It says dispel all debuffs on all allies. On all allies. Then call all Jedi allies to assist, dealing 20% less damage. And that reduction of damage is actually not that crazy. And also thinking of the extra damage you're going to be getting from the leadership, the critical damage and the critical chance, that damage won't really seem that small. I think that's going to be a very scary ability to use when you're calling all Jedi allies to assist. But it doesn't stop there. It also says all Jedi allies, excluding Old Republic yet again, recover 25% health and protection and gain Jedi's Will for 2 turns. I did not notice this when I was first reading this. Oh my gosh, how did I forget this? I did not realize that they're all going to be getting Jedi's Will for 2 turns. That's insane. It doesn't just say whoever used it gets the Jedi Will. That means for everybody. And then Jedi Luke gets 100% turn meter. The thing here that kind of offsets it a little bit is that it's on a cooldown of 10, but the cooldown is shared between all of the Jedi allies. So 5 Jedi allies, you can kind of cycle back and forth to that, getting that turn back for using the Heroes Arise very soon. Imagine a Grandmaster Yoda in here getting so many more turns. You'll be able to go and use that a lot of times. But so talking about, I was kind of caught off guard when I was just reading this a second time. All the Jedi will now grant or give themselves this buff. That is a crazy buff because up here we'll read it wherever it is. I forget, where is this one? I think it's on the, where is it? There it is. Okay, so it's on his Stalwart Advance. So this is it. Jedi's Will is kind of crazy. You now have 100% counter chance, 25% more defense, and 25% speed, and all attacks ignore defense. Guys, giving all your Jedi allies this, when you use an ability that what is that one called again? Heroes Arise? You guys understand how insane this will be with Jedi? 100% counter chance, 25% offense, and 25% speed, but most importantly, they ignore defense for their attacks. This is pretty crazy, I know. I don't want to make it sound too crazy, even though I'm getting a kind of a hard on. I got a little bit of a boner right now. But the reason why I just feel like it's so awesome is just because of the potential that can be had here. The only thing that I don't like about this all is that there is not that many crazy good Jedi in the game, and the ones that are really crazy good are now with JKR or with who are Gas, that are Gas, and I guess Ahsoka. There's a lot that are going to be having taken away from the JKR teams to be used in this team, and I really do believe that we might be getting some more Jedi in the future. I don't know exactly which ones they'll get, but there's going to be just so many Jedi in coming down the line, or I mean, gosh, that we already have in the game that I just don't know where this guy will be the best used. And until we get those new Jedi, I think this guy might be the best used not in the leadership and as a like an ally, I guess you could say. But I mean, this is all pretty crazy. A couple more things I want to point out here. I can see this guy actually do countering a Kylo Ren, a Supreme Leader Kylo team with his basic. Pretty much this means you dispel all buffs, and then you reduce their critical damage by 10% stacking. And this does not have a limit, it says. It has no limit. It does not cap out at a max. However, this other part does. Whenever he does, he gains 10% max protection, stacking at 100% until the end of the encounter. And it can be countered as well. So I can kind of see that kind of stopping some of the Kylos out there, which can be really nice. And of course, this one that we just read is on a cooldown of 3, his first special. And you get to call a target ally to assist, and you inflict a blind on them, which is pretty nice. And also, the Jedi Will, right? That's pretty nice as well. But this is probably the coolest special in his whole... Out of all the abilities, all 3 of them, this is the best one for sure. And it might be one of the coolest Jedi abilities, or any abilities in the game, for my opinion. In my opinion, this is a crazy, awesome ability. You inflict stun for 1 turn and vulnerable for 2 turns on all enemies. But just hang on, guys. It gets better, right? It gets way better. Let's just skip down to the really good stuff. You can't evade it, and you can't resist it. That is a guaranteed stun, and that is a guaranteed vulnerable. Vulnerable means that you get guaranteed crits when it does get applied, and that just, holy poop, that is amazing. The guaranteed stuns, guys, is going to be incredible. It's awesome. I just love this special a lot. It doesn't stop there, right? And also says until the end of the encounter, all enemies lose 10% max health and protection, stacking until you hit 50% max. That's pretty awesome. I guess we'll read this. On the raid bosses, you deal 3 times more damage, or deal damage 3 times and vulnerable for 2 turns. So kind of same things, just more damage. But that's incredible. This is going to be a crazy awesome special. You probably want to use this one first. Stun them all. Stun them all. And heck, I mean, you know what? I can probably see this as being a counter for the Kylo teams. If you can get this guy's turn, you use this ability, you stun all the other people. And you could potentially get just going on to the Supreme Leader Kylo early on, reduce his max critical damage, and just kind of get him going and doing some big damage to him. We'll have to see. I'm just kind of thinking outside the box here. Of course, you have all this crazy uniques here with Zeta on his unique. He only really has 1 unique. It's a very, very simple kit regarding the abilities that he has in 1 leadership and 1 unique. It's very simple. But you get more turn meter whenever he's damaged, more offense as well. Kind of like a bit like with the offense stacking, kind of like a bit of an Ezra, which I'm kind of thinking maybe Ezra would be really, really good here because he's Jedi as well, right? I'm just really excited, guys, with this whole kit. You get a little bit more speed here as well, and you cannot stun him or fear him, which is just awesome. My main takeaways from him is where I would love for him to be the best use is countering for sure. In my opinion, countering for sure. More Grievouses, more of these really annoying teams like even Padmes, Darth Revans and Malix. Gases will be pretty nice. I'll have to see how this one works versus Gases. It's kind of going to be a bit tougher though if you're going to get outsped by a Rex, though we'll have to see. But I don't know. There might be some counters here with versus the Kylo teams. I don't know about Rey just yet. That might be a bit too far to reach for the Rays. Rays is a pretty annoying team, and with how he works, I'm not too sure how it would work, honestly. But you never know. You never know. I think this guy is an incredible character. I am very, very excited about him. And now going about the where is it? The requirements. So these are the requirements. So am I a fan of this? Kind of not, because you're kind of stopping and blocking a lot of the majority of the player base. You're going to have, what is this? Where is, so yeah, Wampa and Hermit Yoda. Those are two get currency characters. And so that just to me, I mean, there's a lot of people who've been playing since day 1 that still don't have them done 7-star, and that's kind of a bummer. But the good thing about this, so it's kind of like a backwards epic confrontation where you actually need these guys for the requirements done, and then you can get them 7-star, because this is not going to be a 5-star unlock. This is a 7-star unlock, right? It is an interesting unlock for sure. The requirements aren't that bad as well, because a lot of these players that are long-term players already have a CLS done, they already have a Chewie done, and they probably already have a 3PO and probably also even Hermit Yoda. So you know, maybe 4 out of these, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 out of the 9, almost done already. You only have to worry about 5 for the relics and the gear. Kind of not that bad, honestly. And also the ships part of it all. Any capital ship is very nice. Just has to be 7-star. You need the Falcon 7-star and a Wedge 7-star. Nothing of that really makes me kind of go, wow, that's crazy hard. The only thing that does make me say, wow, that is kind of annoying or really stupid or kind of crazy hard is the gear for some of these characters. And the ones I will only talk about, and the only ones worth mentioning here for the gear requirements, are these two dummies. Rolo and Mr. Captain Han Solo, they both together need 700 carbos, carb aunties. They need 700 of them, and that's not even counting all the other ones, you know, from all the other people that are required here. 700 carbs is crazy. I just tallied a lot of them before doing the video. 700 carbs. I think that's 14 carbs in total times a 50. I think that's around 700. And you're going to need a handful of eyeballs. A lot of stuff still needed. So the gear requirements is not that... Wow, why would I say that? The gear requirements are bad for those two. For everybody else, it shouldn't be that bad. And then, of course, you need them all Relic 3 as the minimum, which I don't think is that bad because we already have a lot of these guys, or most of these guys are already done for those people who have been playing for a long time. It's just those ones that are, you know, the Wampas, the Captain Han, the Rolo, Lando, of course, Vader even. A lot of those, a lot of people don't have them done, which is kind of a bummer, right? But this will be an ongoing event. It'll be coming around, I think, every few months or so. So personally, what I'm going to be doing here is going to keep on going for my Kylo Ren. He's about done. I just need to get the tickets farming for him, and I'll get him done, unlocked, and then I will start farming for the gear required for these characters down here. All 9 of them. Really just for me, I think 6 or maybe 5 for all the carbs and all that sort of stuff. So for me personally, I'm not going to spend for this guy at all, even though he's an incredible character. I can already tell that. I'm going to wait for him to come out the second time. But another issue that I'm kind of starting to feel is arising in a lot of these kind of occurrences is that a lot of these people, or I guess for CG, is how they're going to be probably functioning and working with the GLs now for the events, is every 6 months we'll get a new one. And in between those months, we'll have somebody like a Luke coming out that offsets the farming. And for me personally, I can maybe get 1, 2 if I am a hoarding machine, like I'm trying to get here with my Kylo. He's about done. But there is no chance in heck that I'll be able to get both and this guy in the same time. So I think what they're trying to do here is push people to either spend a lot to get all the stuff done like they always want to, or be more selective with the farms. And I think that's an okay thing still, because you are almost guaranteed, if you're on the right track for farming everything, if you're one of these players that have a lot of these things already done and you can just farm and stuff and hoard, you're going to be probably guaranteed at least 1 GL and probably one of these if you wanted to. But it's going to be really hard for everybody to get out all 3 of these if they want to continue going down the cycle. But guys, I just want to finish this up by looking at these cool animations, man. I really am a huge fan of these animations. If you guys have ever played the Battlefront 2 and you've ever used this Luke, these are very, very similar, if not identical, animations to this Luke. And I just love this Luke. If you guys knew anything about me and my favorite characters, this is probably my second favorite character of all time in Star Wars. My favorite is of course, Qui-Gon. But man, I do love me some Luke. Again, look at this Vader. He's totally different from the one that we have currently in the game. And just let me know if you guys think we're gonna get a new one or just a reworked one that has better looking textures. He looks a bit nicer, and he's pretty dope as well. And we gotta show this one, of course. This is the last one, the Repulse. Very, very cool stuff. I am very pumped about this character. I'll be getting him in a few months for the second time he comes out. Yeah, it's a bummer for me, but honestly, I don't want to be spending so much money, and we've already had a lot of people kind of on the edge of quitting and on the fence of it and thinking about it. Again, I do think there's going to be something big coming here in the future, kind of to offset all this stuff. And we'll have to see in the road ahead. I think the road ahead will point us into a big, big direction with kind of where everybody's at as the community as a whole, with whether or not they want to continue playing or not. For me personally, I'll stick here until the end and until the game gets pulled and the plug is pulled, I guess you could say. But I'm just kind of pumped about Luke because he's a great character. He's iconic. He's pretty awesome. I love him a lot. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it all. don't be too negative on CG because these requirements are something that nobody was expecting. I think that this is kind of an ups for CG because I think that this is not that crazy for most of these endgame players that are just kind of waiting and trying to hoard and do something with their account. I think this is okay for them. For most others, I think it's kind of annoying because you are now stuck behind the get currency. But in terms of requirements, this is not that bad as a gas event or a GL event. So I'm kind of optimistic in that regards, and I'm kind of happy in that regards. But yeah, we'll have to just see. I think there's still a bit more missing to this whole Luke puzzle. We'll have to just see though. But yeah, that's probably gonna wrap it up for me today. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it around, and if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to sub. I want to try to cover as much of this as I can for this game, and the ongoing and upcoming content we'll hopefully be getting and receiving. But yeah, just let me know you guys' thoughts down below on this whole stuff for Luke, a new Vader possibly. Just let me know down below in the comments. And until next time, guys, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one.